Put me to sleep. Stayed up with the baby. Well, I didn't stay up with the baby. She more or less, she just slept in the other room so I could sleep because she's awesome. And I don't deserve her. So I'm pretty well rested from just that. And then after dropping him off for the day, which is why I'm able to stream right now, her and I came home and we napped a little bit. A couple hours. So I have all the fucking energy in the world right now. So we're probably going to be streaming for a decent little while. Hopefully.
Escape me, raccoon!
And tomorrow, I don't know when it's gonna happen, but I'm gonna try to stream for like the rest of the week, except Saturday. Well, I should be able to stream Saturday too. I'm gonna try to stream the rest of the week. Meaning Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Because I should be able to do that. Okay, I don't really understand what happened because I wasn't looking at the stream because I never missed that jump, but out of the game, but I guess something stupid happened there. That's cool. Man, I really don't want to run against this PB anymore. Like, I kind of want to like doctor my splits a little bit. Like the people that don't hang out in the stream all the time, that come to hang out for a little bit, are just gonna come in and at almost any point in the run I'm always gonna be behind and they're just gonna tune out. Because that's how like speedrunning analytics work. Excuse me. It's like inside the rope, pressing circle. It's like, nah, dude. You didn't press circle. What are you talking about? So there's a brief moment, chat, where I was potentially wanting to get into some Elden Ring speedruns. I still might, actually. This seemed like it's a lot of fun, but I don't really want another game right now. Unless I was gonna take it, like, very unseriously. At that point, I think I'd rather do something that, like, I've wanted to do in the past. Or like touched on in the past, stuff like that. Like, I kind of want to do like bash runs. Or Crash 2. I kind of really want to do some Crash 2, honestly. I kind of want to try running the game on PS3. Because I've heard so many like horror stories about it. But when I played it casually, man, I never really noticed it being bad. Maybe that's just because I'm used to NTSC instead of PAL. Maybe if you went from PAL PS2 to or PAL PS1 to PS3, that would probably be a pretty bad jump. But I kind of want to just try it out and just see how bad it is. If I didn't have to, like, get a completely whole new setup to do twins, I would totally do twins. Not take it, like, super seriously. But the fact that I have to commit... But at the same time, like, committing to the Xbox thing, it also does give me access to BFBB again. In a much better environment. But then I also have to get a new controller. There's so much stuff, man. Whereas I could just go back to... Well, actually, I don't even know if I can run BFBB on 360 anymore. Because I would be running off of disk still. Well, actually, I don't even know if that does count as running off disk. Because it's... backwards compatibility. I'm pretty sure it just... I don't know. I could probably also install it to the 360 hard drive anyway. I think that works. I know you can install 360 games to the hard drive, but I don't know if you can install OG Xbox games. Regardless, I could just do that if I wanted to run BFBB. Problem is with twins, I can't really run it in any facet right now. Because my PS2 doesn't read PS2 discs anymore. And I don't want to go spend like $100 getting Xbox stuff.
Hold down the triangle button to use this move. Switch between your power-ups using L2 and R2.
He said it's more like 60, but... God, I hate that, just like running in place bullshit. Why does Into the Machine not split? Oh, I just realized I have something covering the game feed. That messes with the auto splitter. That's not good. Forgot about that.
Jackpot, Sly! Look at all this stuff!
Hmm.
Worth millions! And you know what that means?
Yeah, that's a problem.
You're gonna have to be extra sneaky to get the treasure key here.
Forgot about that. Nice, dude.
Remember, Sly, hold down the circle button near the blue stealth auras to perform super sneaky thief moves.
Yo, Swiggy. Thank you for the good luck. Appreciate it. Saved it. I wish I knew if something popped up on stream.
Whoever thought this code up knew what they were doing.
Sponsorship thing. I don't actually think it does. I like how I clicked it 3 times to try to move it, and it didn't move until the 3rd time. I got a crunch here, man. I gotta move this thing. I gotta move it down here. Because I don't think anything does pop up. Because there's like a little note where the tracker thing for it doesn't update, like, for like a day or 2. So even if it did, like it did have a pop-up, the likelihood of that happening during a stream would be very low to begin with. I did not mean to do the middle digit last. Thought I only tapped right on the D-pad once, but I might have held it a little too long, so it went right. Alright.
So good. I bet if you stayed still inside the barrel, the guard won't be able to see you, even if he shines his flashlight on you.
Thought I was gonna miss the left bottle of those 3. Kinda surprised I didn't, TBH.
With the help of a straight edge and compass, the answer was simple. Dial in.
Saved. That thing almost the full 2 seconds. Nice. That's pretty good. Yo, Vinny! Thank you so much for the raid, my dude. Welcome, everybody, from Vinny's Streamerino. Hope y'all had an excellent time. Hope y'all keep having an excellent time. Drop my controller. Casual 50-second PB and 8%? Hell yeah. Big congrats on that, my guy. You run Remaster, right? Pretty sure you're a Remaster guy. Probably gonna be wrong on that and look like a gigantic nerd. Yep, that's what I figured. Oh my god. Old dinosaur fatty PS2. Ah, that's what it was. It's not that you run on remastered, it's you run on a
Press the circle to enter the vault code.
bad PS2, gotcha. What up, Sonic? That is very cursed. Running on a thick boy PS2 is big sag. It's like running Slide 4 on hard disk, like, I feel bad for you, son. That'll work. I have full confidence, which means it's not gonna work this time. Oh. There's a little stutter there. I'm surprised y'all have these like thick boy PS2s that still work. I feel like in the time that I was a child, my dad had like 3 separate fat PS2s and they like all fucking died. Not bad. Yeah, see? There's just a little bit of almond. The red line's showing up too. It's just a little bit too much, it feels like. Of the thing on the game feed, so. The thing is, I don't want it to be too small. Chat, is that still readable? I feel like that's not readable anymore. Top up to cam. Oh yeah, I guess I could just do that. It's not like I go over there often. I kind of do. Change just like a little bit more. How does that work, chat? Is that better? But I didn't turn my controller on. I was too busy worrying about stuff, not speedrunning. Okay. That was like a second. Yo, welcome to the stream, Daryl. Just dirty laser. Yeah, no, that's also fair. It seemed like we kind of like, we had 3 fat PS2s that were just kind of bad. Like they were all bad, but like we could cycle between them. Like one would work for a few days and another would work for a few days. Like they all never seemed like they were properly broke, if that makes sense. Yeah, I guess I'm leaning forward really heavily. Are you hitting me? That okay? Sure.
I took the liberty. We're all set to go.
Had a slim and it went bad, so you went backwards. Wow. Yeah, Sam, I don't really do that much. Alright, it's fine. Oops, what am I doing? For a second I thought I was going to do whatever. Fetus. Oh, that was sketchy. That's fine. Add the charm, I could go a little risky there. Go for that one jump truck bottle. I almost had it. I feel like my game is quiet. Either my game is quiet or I'm going deaf, chat. Which is more likely? Probably the latter, honestly. I'm getting old, man. I say as I'm 25, gonna turn 26. Oh, that was close. Chat, I know it's a little late. Honestly, it means probably most of the EU people are actually not here, so this would be a better question than normal. Do we have any baseball fans? American baseball fans in the chat? You're not here, ZZZ. Yes. What are we thinking? Are we excited? Finally came to a deal. Got a full season of baseball starting tomorrow. We do have some interesting changes, though. I believe that this year, the postseason format is actually being changed to 12 teams, which I think is only up 1 per league. But how do we feel about that? I like discussion, especially about things that I enjoy that I don't get to talk nice to anybody in real life about. My wife's not a big baseball person, obviously. It's not really big sports in general. Yeah, and Universal DH. That's probably the better conversation to talk about. How do we feel about Universal DH, chat? My baseball heads. Because I don't know how I feel about it. I'm gonna be honest. Kind of a purist on this. Although my reasoning for it, I feel like is not as purist as you might like expect from someone that's against it. I take it Fire is also not against, or is also against it. And make pitchers bad, it's hilarious. See, I can understand from the perspective of like a viewer of a pitcher comes up to bat 95% of the time, unless they're Shohei Ohtani, it's a guaranteed out, right? Or that pitcher's coming up and they're just gonna bunt it anyway. You know, they're gonna sacrifice bunt, move the runner to second, right? And I get how that cannot be the most interesting thing in the world. But what I like, especially in the NL, especially as a Cardinals fan, right? I like it when a pitcher that, you know, doesn't always get an opportunity to bat can come up there and he can put the bat to the ball and put it in play. Get a nice little double going. I love that. It makes me very happy. It's like one of my favorite things to do when I'm watching, you know, Wainwright or even Flaherty had some pop, you know? I like seeing pitchers come up, and you know, other pitchers around the league. I don't know most of them by name. I'm not a big, you know, I'm not overly huge into baseball to the point where I know every freaking team's players and stuff, right? But I love it. I love when that pitcher comes up to bat and everyone, even players in the field, everyone's thinking, oh man, this is going to be an easy out, right? He pops a double into, you know, left center field. That to me is good baseball. That to me is fun baseball. Because when you think about it, pitchers as hitters have all of the knowledge on, you know, both sides of the plate, right? And I think taking that away is kind of sad, but I also completely understand. That timer's really large, but it only comes every 30 minutes, so. But I also kind of understand from a point where it's like, most of the time, pitcher's gonna come up, he's gonna ground out. Kind of sucks. Use only sponsorship. Yeah, well, I think the free meals part of it, and like the special gifts, that lasts, or that's, I think, worldwide. The free shipping part is only US. Which is big sad, I think. But it also kind of makes sense because international shipping sucks. In terms of, you know, cost. That was really bad. Playing pretty loose there. It's very much US only. So they give you like a little package. I hope this doesn't like... I'm pretty sure this is pretty common knowledge for the most. They give you a little package that explains, you know, the benefits and stuff. And from what I remember, when I read it, only one part of the special code didn't work for international. But I could be wrong. That was kind of slow and bad. But regardless, like if you're EU, right, and you go to check out the sponsor, and you do like the most minimum thing that you can possibly do, right, just to try it out, give it a little look-see for me, right? If that isn't like around the equivalent of 25 USD, then it's probably not working now. And I completely understand not wanting to mess with it. I completely understand not wanting to mess with it in the US where it's 25 USD and you don't gotta pay shipping. Like, I completely understand. It's a lot of money. It's a lot of commitment. It's also a subscription service, so you gotta remember, you know, if you only want to try it out initially, you gotta remember to cancel that subscription. So I completely understand this one. Player sponsorship went to homepage, word. Then I will definitely make sure to add that on like a reset or at some point. The command in the timer that it's a US exclusive sponsor. Appreciate you, Sonic, for checking that out for me. Yeah, it's very, well, I think if I was working with the company directly, I could probably swing a UK deal as well. And I imagine streamers that, you know, are able to work with the company directly do get that opportunity. For me, my opportunity comes through a different channel. So I imagine that also plays in with what they're allowed to, you know, what they're able to do. So yeah, anyway, going back to the universal DH thing. I think it will also be good for the game though, because you have, and like I mentioned it already, where you have players like Shohei Ohtani, right, that are just beasts, man. They're just amazing on the mound. They can come out, play almost every single game as a hitter, and can just jam, man. And I think that with a universal DH, you'll be able to have more stars like that pop up. You won't be stifling that way of playing the game. Because, like, a player that can do all of that already, you know, is pretty rare, right? I'm just gonna get these now because I got the super high proxy. You know, having someone that can already do that as it stands is a very rare feat, right? It's incredibly difficult to do. And I think giving players that can and have that ability and have that talent, giving them more resources, you know, more potential to be able to shine, I think is always a good thing. Now, you want to be able to give players that have that star potential more opportunity, not less opportunity, right? Because players like that, like, I can almost guarantee you, right, that, you know, if there was, you know, if each team, maybe not each team, right, but if there was one or two more people across the American and National League that could pitch and bat on the same level as Ohtani does, there'd be an increase in viewership across the game. I wholeheartedly believe that. Because players like that are so, like, rare, and they're so just cool to watch do their thing that I don't know how you can't enjoy it, right? I think I got those bottles, but I hope I did. Pretty sure I did. Yeah, we did. Now, moving on from that, though, postseason format change. The division winner, so the American League best record, the American League best record, the National League best record, and then the second best record as well. Those two teams guaranteed spots, right? And they get a bye. I think that's fine. I don't necessarily agree with... Like, I think bye rounds honestly kind of do more harm than they do good for a team that's, like, really far ahead. Because then, you know, you have a little bit more time that you're, you know, iced down. Like, yeah, you get some extra rest, but sometimes you don't want extra rest, especially going into the postseason. You kind of want to, you know, just... If you're on a hot streak, you don't want to get iced. Sounds good, Sonic. Have a good night, you. And Vinny as well. Both of you guys have a great night. Thanks for stopping in and saying hi. And thank you, Sonic, for helping me out, like checking out the EU side of the sponsorship thing. There we go. Now, the other side of this, right? Not the other side, but the other part of the change in the postseason format is the next 4 best records compete in 2 separate 3. From what I understand, they compete in 2 separate 3-game wild card series. So you have the first and second best records in the NL and AL guaranteed. They don't have to do anything crazy, right? They just go straight to a game 5 or a 5-game series. And then 3 and 6, I think is what it is. They play a best of 3. And then 4 and 5 play a best of 3. So they... And then whoever wins the 3 and 6, I think, plays first seed, and whoever wins 4 and 5 plays second seed. I think is how it's structured. And I think that's kind of cool, because you get more high stakes playoff games, and you know you don't have the one, like I didn't really like the single elimination wild card. I liked that it gave 2 teams an extra opportunity to get into the postseason. I didn't like that it was single elimination because it kind of felt like it was anything single elim to me. The reason why I don't like it is because it's very easy, especially in baseball, to just have a bad day. It's very, very easy to just have, you know, your 3 and 4 hole hitters just strike out a bunch and just have a bad day at the plate. Or, you know, you might have a game where every time you hit the ball, you hit it super hard, just as hard as possible, and then the defender's just right there. Like, you don't get to catch a break, but it's also just as easy to be on the receiving end of that, right? You know, you're just not in the right place to catch that ball at the same time. There's so many things in baseball that can be decided by, you know, inches, that it feels like a single elimination game just doesn't work for how baseball is played. Like, the spirit of the game, it just kind of feels like, I don't know, it just always felt bad. Like, for instance, right? I think it was 2019 National League wildcard game. Braves versus the Cardinals, right? I'm a huge Cardinals fan. First inning of the game, we scored 10 fucking runs on the Atlanta Braves. Their 2 star pitchers just melted down, just in a meltdown. Broke, just terrible pitching. Their fielding, terrible. They just had a terrible day. Terrible inning. 1 inning, terrible. Right? Their entire season just thrown out the window. I thought, like, even I, as a Cardinals fan, I was excited. We get to go to the we get to advance to the next round of the playoffs. But I felt terrible for Braves fans. That sucked. Nobody wants to win like that. Everybody, especially in the postseason, wants a nice, like a good, proper, you know, could go either way type of game, especially if you're playing a single elim game. You don't want it to be decided immediately. That's the point. So I like the concept of the best of 3s. From what I read, if that's how it's been changed, I like that change. Because then you turn into like a little mini series, all right? The first game, do we start our best starter there? Do we wait, you know? Do we want our best starter to, you know, play the 1-1 game? Do we want him to play the 1-0 game? Do we want to try to get out ahead, play that 1-0 game, and then have our, you know, not as strong starters try to finish it off? You know? I love that. I love how much strategy you can put into baseball if you make it series related and not just based off of 1 game. So I really like that change. Pirates won't be there anyways. Yeah, I haven't heard too many major moves from the Pirates either. But at the same time, there's also really not been too many big moves that were made that I was ever in the news of, because so much of baseball news was just the negotiations that were going on. So I really don't know too much about anything. Like, I didn't realize that Pujols came back and finished his career as a Cardinal until like a week later or something. Have you heard anything that makes you feel a little bit, makes you feel a little bit better about your Pirates fire? Shit. Or are you still just kind of like, eh? That was very strange. No, just no. Respect it. I still just suck. Time to move, Sly. So I know for the most part, for the Cardinals, not really much has changed. I know we don't have Martinez anymore. I know we don't have Carpenter anymore. I've never really been a big fan of Jordan Hicks. I know we still have him, so that kind of worries me a little bit. But whatever, maybe he'll be better this year. I think Jordan Hicks would be better as like a setup guy rather than a true closer. I just don't think he has the composure for it, in my opinion.
I'm half done.
Kind of reminds me a lot of Trevor Rosenthal. Even though, like, Trevor at least had his moments where he was always, he could be really solid. But like when Trevor fell apart, he fell apart. I feel like Jordan's just always kind of middle of the road. You know what I mean? He never has his good moments.
Pretty close.
Shit, that was bad. And I know we picked up some, I'm gonna say some guy and probably upset a huge baseball fan at some point. But we picked up some guy named Steven Matz. And I've heard some people talking about that being pretty good. Him having, you know, some decent numbers in recent years. I have no clue who this guy is. No clue. I think I seen somebody post his 2021 season was like 17-6 with like a 3.55 ERA. It's pretty good. If that was what it was for that season, that's pretty solid. I would like to know which league he played in. I assume he was an NL player, if we're picking him up. It's for a double-A pitcher. He's from what, Pittsburgh? I almost died there. A little slow. You know, we still have Waino. I'm a firm believer, no matter how old he is. He's just good, man. He's just good. Even on like his off days, he still does a pretty good job. And on his, you know, his good days, he's just vintage Waino, man. Like, I don't know. Maybe I have too much nostalgia. Maybe I have too much nostalgia. Maybe I give him too much credit, but I don't know, man. To be going out there and still, you know, still kicking as much ass as he does. Despite being as old as he is and putting up consistent results. I don't know. I think if you had numbers to try to show me that, like, he wasn't worth it anymore, maybe I'd be a little bit more on your side on the argument, but the numbers just kind of, you know, the results speak, man. Analytics speak. But we got him. I know Flaherty right now. At least I don't know. I think Flaherty's on the IL. Not entirely sure if he's back yet. Come on, dude. Are you serious? Really? Terrible. Is that for arbitration? The Pirates will pay him? Yeah. That's the thing. Like, if you want to be relevant, especially when you're in a division with 3 really good teams and then 1, like, average team, you kind of got to make some moves, man. Like, you're in the division with the Milwaukee Brewers, St. Louis Cardinals, Chicago Cubs, and Cincinnati Reds. you can't expect to have good seasons when you're playing, you know, the majority of your games against that competition with, you know, 2 and 3 star players, right? And I respect having commitment to your guys, to your system, but something ain't working right. Something ain't right. Gotta fix. There's a leak somewhere, you know? I mean, I'm sure you know. That's your team. But, like, I can't remember the last season that I was like, oh shit, we gotta look out for the pirates. You know? I remember the last season where we would play against pirates, and I'd be like, ah, man. I do remember you guys having, I think it's 2 starting pitchers that are like pretty lights out consistently. But I think didn't one of them go to San Fran? Maybe 2015? And it has been that long, hasn't it? I'm saying San Fran instead of just saying the Giants. I feel like a dork. Oops. Nice. Definitely not like world record potential run, in my opinion. I think I would need to be, you know, my BPT would need to be a little bit lower. But this is still a really, really solid run so far. To be even with my PD at this point, with how good it is up till World 5. I like it. What's up, Manu? Second best MLB record. Except Hoops cards are #1. Yeah, I've always kind of felt bad for Pittsburgh fans, man. Like, for baseball. I don't really know too much about football, and I'm pretty sure you guys don't have a basketball team. But I've always felt bad for Pittsburgh fans when it comes to baseball. And like, it sucks too, because like, I'm a Penguins fan. Like, through and through, I'm a huge Penguins fan. Not a big hockey fan, so I don't follow it as much as I do baseball. But I'm a really big Penguins fan. I have a fucking Penguins hat. That, you know, it was my dad's that he passed down to me, right? So I just have a little bit of like, I feel bad, man. I feel bad for you guys. And lost the wild card game. See, and that's the thing, right? Pittsburgh, that season, right? That good, you lose one wild card game, season's gone. I hate it. I like the best of 3. I think best of 3 is a very good compromise for like wild card-esque teams. Wait, why? You know, I honestly, I don't know why my dad was a Penguins fan. Because I'm a Penguins fan because I grew up watching Penguins hockey. And like, we don't hate like Chicago, right? We don't hate the Blackhawks. We don't hate the Blues. You know, we actively root for them too, but if they're playing against Pittsburgh, we're rooting for Pittsburgh. But we've just always been Penguins fans. I don't remember exactly why. Cause like, when it comes to sports, we've never been like every single team that was in a state, right? Or every single team that was like from the same city. Like, when it comes to football, my dad was always a Cowboys fan. Funny. I was a Rams fan. I liked the Rams as a kid. I was sad to see him go to LA, but I'm glad that they went to LA and, you know, turned things around. But, you know, he was a Cowboys fan. I don't think he had a basketball team that he ever rooted for, but I doubt he would have been a Bulls fan. Hockey, you know, we've been Penguins fans. I guess it is a little, I guess it is kind of a little weird to be like Cardinals fans and then to root for a Pittsburgh team when we're like actively like, not a rival to Pittsburgh Pirates, but like they're in our division. So we actively root for them to not win, you know? It's a little weird.
I had to overcome some personal demons to get the answer.
Yeah, I seen the Penguins wore, they all wore the same jersey honoring Roethlisberger. But I'm gonna be honest with you, I kind of thought he retired a long time ago to begin with. Like, I don't follow football, obviously, very often, but I kind of thought he already retired. Like, I remember seeing him in like the 2006 Madden game that my dad and I had when I was a kid that played on PS2 all the time. Whenever we would like, because normally we would almost always obviously play Rams versus Cowboys. I'd pick Rams, he'd pick Cowboys. That's how we would just play. We'd always pick our favorite teams, right? But when it came to, but sometimes in the Madden game, because we weren't like dedicated to, you know, anything special. Sometimes we would mess around and pick a different team just to kind of see what it was like. Just because it's fun. It's a video game anyway. And I remember my dad would pick Pittsburgh sometimes because he was a Pittsburgh Penguins fan. You know, he had at least a little bit of, you know, connection there. I don't really remember any of the other teams that I would pick. I think I pretty much always stayed with Rams, actually. I might have picked, like, the Bengals or something. Because, like, I liked animals, and, like, whenever I'd play, like, a basketball game, because I didn't know what team to pick, I've always picked, like, the Timberwolves. I liked animals and had wolf in their name. So I was like, hell yeah, I want to play that team. It was kind of awkward though in baseball. Whoops, I forgot. It was kind of awkward in baseball, obviously, because me and my dad are both like extremely huge Cardinal fans. We didn't really like ever want to pick a different team, so it was always kind of awkward. We had to like figure out like sometimes I'd play Cardinals, sometimes he'd play the Cardinals. I think we usually bounce between I guess, like, obviously only one of us can play the Cardinals, right? So we would bounce between, like, Dodgers, Yankees, Pirates. I think sometimes in that game I'd play, like, the White Sox. And, like, the Giants sometimes. If we're feeling a little froggy sometimes, maybe, like, the Mets and, like, Philly. Maybe I was thinking of Eli Manning as like a big name that retired, and it seemed kind of odd. I kind of want to see who's on the Dodgers lineup this year. Because obviously I don't like the Dodgers because, you know, I'm a Cardinal fan, right? But that's always been a team that we've also kind of had like a pseudo rivalry with. But I don't know, I've kind of grown to like him a little bit more. I like this idea. I think if I would have remembered it right away, it would have went better. Oops. In terms of speed, it's kind of messed up at the beginning with the route, but I think it has a lot of potential. And then I also just lost time there at the end because I messed up hook jump, so. Man, I really like talking sports, chat. Even though I'm not the most well-versed in it. I like talking about sports. I also like talking about stuff I used to do as a kid. I was thinking I might just like conversation. That was about as bad of a spot as I could have spawned. Alright, that was kind of all over the place, honestly. I'm gonna load the game here. I'm gonna give up a few seconds because I don't know. I don't know. I had a bad feeling in the pit of my stomach. I just feel like I need that charm for something. I don't know whether it's gonna be in this level or it's gonna be Descent into Danger, but I feel like I need that charm. So I'm just gonna load the game, get it back. Trusting my gut here. Also, chat, we got a nice long auto scroller here. I'm gonna take this opportunity to talk a little bit about the sponsor. So we don't have to do anything super crazy like we've had in the past with things. But I do want to talk about it a little bit. So basically what it is, I've gone over through the website and kind of checked it out and things like that. It's essentially, it's like a meal delivery service where they send you all of the stuff that you need to cook a meal and then give you the instructions on how to make it so you can make it for yourself. To make it easier to you know, plan out meals, things like that. If you're a busy person, or if you just don't know how the hell to cook, you don't know where to begin with. It kind of gives you like those nice, I guess, like beginner tips and tricks, things like that. And I think that's really cool. They have like a rotating menu from what I understand. It changes weekly. If I had to guess, I would say it's probably Sunday, but I don't actually know the exact day, but I would have to say probably Sunday or Monday. Because that's usually like the delivery days that you can pick whatever day you want, but I think I'm pretty sure it defaults to Saturday. So I'd have to imagine Sunday is probably when the menu changes, flips over. Ooh, that's close. And they had options if you're, you know, just normal, you just like food, right? If you're vegetarian. My wife is actually vegetarian. She doesn't eat meat. And we ordered a couple things for her to try out. Because that's not really a common thing. You would think that by now in 2022, and I guess it's getting more common, right? There are fast food places that are adding vegetarian or vegan options. So it's really cool to see them have that option as like a proper meal prepping service, because that can also be kind of really hard to get into if whether you're just starting out or even if you've been doing it for a while. From what I've learned, it's kind of difficult to figure out how to be properly healthy and stay vegetarian. And it seemed really cool. A lot of the menu options like look like genuinely like good meals that don't seem very difficult to make. Especially if you have instructions. So if you're a novice, like me and Mira are very bad at cooking. It'd be kind of neat. Help you out, whatnot. And my code that I have, if you input that, nice, that definitely hit me. If you input that, it makes it so it's like every other meal that you add, I think is what it looked like when I was doing it, is comped, so it's free. And then you also don't have to pay shipping on your first box, so if you want to just try it out, you're not sure you're gonna like it, but you still want to support the stream and try it out, you won't have to pay shipping on the first box, which is really nice. And it's a weekly service too, so you can set it up to get, you know, you can guarantee that you know what you're gonna be doing for dinner a couple times a week. It's terrifying, which is really cool. And I like the idea of like, if you want to like, or if like you're low on funds or something, and you want to keep the service, but you don't want to go through like the hassle of like canceling it and then redoing like your subscription, they actually have an option for that, where you can just skip a week at a time. And I actually thought that was a really cool idea. I like legitimately think that's a really fucking cool feature, and I think a lot of subscription services could benefit from that. Fuck! Because that's a really, really cool idea. Damn, I can't believe I did all the hard routing, all the difficult tricks. I messed up. I just messed up simple movement and lost like 15 seconds. It's kind of sad. Said, wife, I am married. Not only am I married, I also have a kid. Who is a month old. As all the normies would say, 4 weeks. But yeah, overall, I think it's a really cool service. It does require you, if you're going to check out the sponsor and support the stream, it does require you to input not just your time, but some monies as well. I believe their cheapest option that they have available with the discount code that I have is, it's like between 20 and 25 bucks. So it is quite the hefty ask. So I do completely understand anybody that does not want to check it out, because it is a big ask. But if you do, I'd appreciate it greatly, and it supports the stream significantly. Significantly. All right, back to baseball talk and speedrunning talk. I've shilled enough. As for what you said, Fire, yeah. I noticed that our first game was against the Pirates, and I was like, oh man, like, is that like just like a one game thing? Because I didn't know at the time when I seen that if we had the full 162 game season or not. And I looked, and my wife can attest to this. I seen that our first, it's like a 4-game series against the Pirates, and I was like, oh sweet, so our first series is gonna be easy. We're starting out the season on a easy note. Like that's nice. But then I'm pretty sure right after that we play Milwaukee. So it's kind of, you know, easy into the season and then immediately get smacked upside the head. Because Milwaukee, the last few years have been really consistently just phenomenal. Not going to be able to watch. So I don't have basic cable, so I actually can't watch baseball to begin with. Because I don't have cable. But I usually will follow, if I'm at my computer, I'll follow it on game day. Which is basically just kind of like a video. You don't get to hear anything, but you get updates, so it's good enough. And I also follow Cardinals on Twitter, so. And their social media guys pretty good at updating as games go on, when anything notable happens. I'm excited for all the outfield highlight reels, man. And the infield highlight reels, dude. I still can't believe we still have Arenado on the team, dude. I was kind of talking about this to myself earlier, but like, team kind of feels stacked, man. Like, not as many household names as maybe some other teams, but like, we got some people stacked. You know, we got some stacked team. We got a stacked team. I'm excited. Cable, but just decided to cut a bunch of regional sports channels. That's sad. What am I doing? That's big sad, man. But I mean, I know you don't really have a choice, but that's why I don't like satellite. Because a lot of times they suck.
Press the circle to enter the vault code. If I did my math right...
Let's go for this proxy, shall we? Okay, that sucks. Are you kidding me, dude? Like, you're really just gonna make me slide off there, man. No sensors is more upsetting. Oh yeah, I imagine that does suck. Penguins have had some pretty solid games lately too. From what I've noticed on Twitter. You need to see the streamer's quality check. Oops. I have not run the idea yet by my wife, but I imagine she won't have a problem with it. But we did order some vegetarian meals for her to try out. So I might, if I can, I'll try to convince her when we make them to check them out on stream. Really? So you might get some Mira content, chat. Really? So you're just gonna give me like not a single launch at all? Like I timed, like I'm fairly certain my spacing was proper. I couldn't really see because I got RNG saliva on the fucking setup, right? But anyway. Pretty sure I was in this correct lineup, definitely timed it right, and I'm just gonna get a false launch and then get a, you know, terrible launch? Like, you're really gonna screw me over that bad? Okay. So yeah, I haven't ran that idea by her yet, but I imagine she won't care. What am I doing, dude? I was too busy trying to itch my nose and wasn't thinking because I'm upset. So I got really screwed over right there on that dog on Lakitas. Like, that was really upsetting. At least we got this. Man, second attempt, not even getting Ketis is like really slow, dude. I lose a lot of time here, man. It's gonna make PB a lot harder than it needs to be. Oh yeah, it's bad. That's what's a Pridgeq. Yeah, 30 seconds off from Ketis is pretty bad. Oh well.
Travel plans that...
I figured my life count was fine, but wanted to be safe. Whack the monkey. And also one thing to keep in mind, sponsorship is for, I'm pretty sure it's the entire month. It might be 30 days, but I think it's just until the end of April. That's a very, very long time to, like, think about it. Consider if it's the right thing for you or not. And nothing changes for me if you do it today, if you do it later. Doesn't matter. Timing is not an import here. It also gives you time alternatively if you want to save up to try it out, you know? Just saying. Drat, I lost 5/10 of a second. Better reset, dude. I need to change my Unseen Foe split away from Coin Charm, because I'm never going to have a Coin Charm there. Like, to remind me to get a Coin Charm, I'm never going to have it there. Might as well just switch it out.
Time to move, Sly.
Oh! Was that a scareless bottom? Was that a scareless bottom section? Well, that's what I get for being ridiculous. Okay, that kind of made up for it. I'll still be proud about the scareless bottom, because that was basically a perfect way to kill that guard, so. Murray didn't stop one time. I have no clue who half these guys are. Damn, did they make that many changes? Like, they get rid of that many players? Just bring up a bunch of newbies or make a bunch of trades? Are they at least, like... Well, I guess you would know who they are if they were relevant, like, players across different teams. Nice. Good gold, man. Almost sub 220. Which is like close to where my gold sat. My gold was like 217 and I got rid of it. I was like, this gold's unreasonable, and here I am about to get 219. Like 217 is still a little unreasonable, but it's crazy. I thought that gold was like 8 seconds too good, and it's really just like 1 or 2 seconds too good. Yeah, 45 coins. There's no way you get a coin charm in this level ever. It has been pretty consistent with good and bad runs up to this point, so. I tried to do the cutscene skip chat. I tried.
Hold down the circle button to drop out of sight. While invisible, nothing can see you. Not lasers, not searchlights,
That's so
not
bad.
guards. Oh, and if the guards already see you, then the invisibility trick won't work on them.
We just have to wait for the cycle anyway. It's more so like... That's so bad. See, this is why I don't like doing that, man. It saves like half a second. And that jump, man, if you don't do it right, you just die and lose like 30. It's pretty bad. Your highest paid player is a catch they just signed from Cleveland. They signed 34 games. Oh, wow. That's all right. That isn't in state prison. Wait, what? Who plays for the Pirates that's in prison? What was I ledge grabbing to there?
It was a challenge, but this vault's combination.
I'm gonna lose a good bit of time here from that death. Kinda sucks, but oh well. Felipe Vasquez? No idea who that is.
I'd always heard that one of your southern ancestors, Huckleberry Cooper, developed a technique to move.
I'm wondering if, because I thought I heard some news that
Hold down the circle button,
the Dodgers were gonna keep Trevor Bauer from playing. Kinda wonder if they're gonna hold their guns on that. Or if they're gonna let him play.
why, this pagoda is some kind of dude.
Whoops, hold on. There we go. Closer for like 2 years. Oh, that guy? Oh, that sucks. Cause wasn't he pretty solid at closing games out? Like, I know he didn't really get to come in that often, because, you know, Pirates don't win, but like when he came in, wasn't he usually lights out? Yeah, that's a big loss. That's a really big loss, man. Because I think with you saying closer, I think I actually do remember who that is. I wonder how they're gonna handle, like if he gets out of prison, like, you know, mid-season or something. I don't know what he's in prison for, but I wonder how they're gonna, like if public opinion's gonna, you know, let him come back and play. Oh, I almost got clipped by that light. Dude, come on, man. That was such a dumb time loss, man. Really dumb time loss. I'm mad at myself for that. Really, dude? Can we not lose time in this segment before we even get to the part that sucks? Like, come on, man. Trying to get a PB here. Would be fair until 2018. But he changed his name? It's odd. I don't know why you would do that unless unless you were doing stuff that would, you know, get you sent to jail. Alright, well, if I didn't lose fucking 10 seconds getting to the level, that'd have been pretty decent, but regardless, 20-second time loss to spinning. That's still pretty reasonable. IMO. I don't like it, but I'll accept it, you know. A little sloppy. Carmelita shooting the firework there for me kinda saved that a little bit. Nickname was the Nightmare. Yeah, I was gonna say, I remember this dude being pretty lights out. That was like the one thing that Pirates had going for him for a while. I thought, anyway. It's like if you guys did manage to get ahead that late. Most of the time he would be a surefire thing. Let's go, baby! Come see the nightmare at PNC Park. You mean the nightmare of how bad they are? Sorry, I don't mean to incessantly poop on them.
Could use the key. Think you could take them?
Come on, Sly, they're a pack of monkeys. How can I lose?
All right, remember, steer with the left stick and press square to use any nitro boosts you collect. Keep clear of those icy patches.
Thanks for the advice, Sly, but trust me, I got this under control.
Were you guys above 500 last year? Last year was kind of rough, man, because the Dodgers and Dodgers, Giants, and Padres all kind of just like went on a tear, man. Absolutely not. It wasn't that bad, was it? Like, it wasn't like Orioles bad, right? Because like... Then I don't think I would feel bad about ripping on them. But I don't think you guys are Orioles bad. I don't even know why the Orioles are so bad. Other than, I guess, maybe just talent. 61 and 101. Oh, that's Orioles bad. That's pretty bad. Wow, man, that's... Ooh. That's rough. All I know is you guys beat Milwaukee and the Cubs in a couple games that really helped us out and gave us some wins when it mattered. That's all I remember. Also, I changed my splits around to do this. Because I looked through a couple of runs, and I just found that, like, usually just delaying the MTS was just always better, man. It's always better for me.
Press the circle to enter the vault code. I got a real headache figuring this one out.
Now, I wonder if that's just, like, Milwaukee, like the stadium and the atmosphere. I wonder if it's just bad for teams and players and stuff. Unless, like, you know, other than the people that play there, right? Like... Are you fucking kidding me? What a joke, dude. Ah, I could have had a charm. I didn't realize it was that close. At this point, I'm committed to not doing it though, so.
You've done it, Sly. The Thievius Raccoonus is complete.
If I wasted some time getting coins, I probably wouldn't get a 144, and I kind of want to just go for that.
Sprints to unlock the designer's commentary. Once you've unlocked them all, I've got a special behind-the-scenes movie to show you. Okay, part.
Oh, also fire. I guess just to keep the conversation between us rolling. 2023 won't take place this season, but it will take place next season. How do you feel about the shift being gone in some capacity, whether it's either fully banned or, you know, they make it so, you know, there are certain circumstances behind it. You know, it's not something you can just use willy-nilly or whatever. Or it's not in its current form. What's up, Dino? Yo, easy bombing. Got home from a date. Ooh woo. Hell yeah, hope it went well. And all it takes is one stupid death and hazardous path to make your next, like, 20 of them just super sketcy.
Murray, that cave doesn't look
Just, like,
tall enough
anxiety
to
fueled,
make
you
it
know
all
what I
the way
mean?
through.
Hey, look at that, we're a minute and a half ahead. Crazy. How did that happen? Wow.
Hurry! There are only 119 computers up there, and these fire slugs seem intent on getting to them before us. The first one to 60 computers
That was pretty convenient. There's two computers stacked on top of each other, and then a third one just drops right in front of me, like, take it. And that one slug not dying twice now is, well, not dying, but not getting knocked out of the ring twice now has been pretty sad. And a lot of computers just dropping on us, chat. It's pretty pog. It's kind of sad. 119, right next to the door. Pretty good, pretty good.
Just past them is the control room to Clockwork's Death Ray Tower. I think it's time for some Cooper cleaning and sabotage. Don't you think, Sly?
What? My auto splitter just like stopped apparently. Oh, we saved like 8 seconds there. I don't know why it just stopped, but apparently it stopped, so. Thought it'd be cute to leave them all one away from hitting and then just go and pop, 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 pop. But Didn't end up doing that.
Nice job, Raccoon. Sly Cooper. I should have known.
Oh, I tried to risk changing
You
my
got me wrong, Miss Fox.
was
I'm here
there.
to
Just
rescue
done
you.
it. Could have just done it here. Or just pressed insert. Or St. Carolyn did it in Clockwork.
Empathy has always been the downfall of the Cooper clan.
I knew this was a trap. Looks like I'm going to have to do some fast and furious hacking to shut down that gas before Sly's brain is turned to cheese. Haven't had to do this in a while. Smash through those gears
Man.
with your cane. You've got to keep moving.
Alright, chat, here we go.
My intellect is refined.
No purple ring, no Clockwork jump chokerino.
My skills are superior. You're the weakest Cooper, I guess. You cannot save me.
That's close, I almost died there.
Nice shooting, Sly! You got him! Wow, that's one tough out.
I don't get it. You're so familiar with my family. You must have known my father had a son. If you hated the Coopers so much, why did you let me live when you stole the Thievius Raccoonus?
Because I wanted to show the world that without your precious book, the Cooper line was nothing.
Ah, well, there's where you're wrong. The Thievius Raccoonus doesn't create great thieves. It takes great thieves to create the Thievius Raccoonus.
Enough, Sly Cooper. It ends here. I will finish you like I finished your father. And the Cooper line will be erased, and the only master thief will be
Clockwork? Oh, this is a terrible pattern. It's like the worst possible pattern to get on that first cycle. Obviously. It's like the worst thing you can get ever, because like any other hit that you can use that cycle still to be good. I almost got purple ringed. My depth perception with this fight has been super off lately. Like, I've been almost dying. Alright, chat.
Now's your only
Can we get
chance, Sly.
CWJ?
You've got to get to his head and destroy it before his arm.
I am. Blue 7. Flowers.
Pog.
It took some tricky
Actually
maneuvering,
decent
but I
time
managed
for
to
once,
snatch that
man.
last piece of the Thievius
Still not
Raccoonus
like
from
super
Clockwork's
excited
claw.
about it, because I
had
should have had
taken down
this,
each member of the Fiendish Five.
but better,
Molly,
you know,
Mugshot,
a few days ago,
Ruby,
but
the Panda King,
still pretty cool.
finally Clockwork. I'd beaten
Pretty
them
hype
all
PB
one
still.
by one and reclaim my birthright.
Put up chat
Of
on
course,
screen.
there was no way I could have gotten here without the help of my
Nice,
pals.
nice little hype here.
I know this hasn't been easy for them, yet they stuck with me through
So
it
if I
all.
upload this to YouTube, right, this PB, do I have to include that?
Boy,
Do I have to
it
like
took a
put
lot of
ad in
guts for him to
the
get out in
title?
field with me. I know he was scared, but he's got more heart than anyone I've ever known. Thank
Interesting
goodness for
questions, chat.
Without his expertise, I'd have never found my way off that rooftop in Paris.
I'm pretty sure I don't because the YouTube
Guy
video itself
couldn't
isn't
ask for a
sponsored.
better gang of friends.
I'm not sponsoring, like the
Who could
video
ever
isn't
forget
sponsored,
the
it's just a
lovely
re-upload of
Carmelita?
a sponsored stream.
Looks like we're not going to be friends anymore. Now that Clockwork's death ray is out of
But yeah, that
commission,
might be something
we're
I
back
have
to
to
playing
reach out. I
cops
might
and
reach out
robbers.
to
I thought for sure she was going to slap the handcuffs on
some
me
people
right
that might
then and
know
there.
that, like, know
But
that
instead,
information
She
better.
was true to her word and gave me
But look at
that
that, chat. We got a nice
10-second head
fancy
start.
PB.